They are building machines the size of mountains, cities that look like science fiction, and energy projects so extreme that they could rewrite the future of civilization. Some of these megaprojects are already underway. Others are so ambitious that scientists say they shouldn't even exist. But if just one of them is completed, the world will never be the same again. Join us and let's learn about the biggest megaprojects that will shock the world. Let's go! Number 10. Dubai Creek Tower. Dubai looked at its Burj Khalifa, currently the world's tallest building, and thought, that's not tall enough. So they started building Dubai Creek Tower, designed to surpass even that 828-meter giant. Exact height remains officially secret, but estimates suggest it'll exceed 1,300 meters, nearly a mile high. Construction began in 2016 near Dubai Creek Harbor, a massive waterfront development. Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava designed the tower with a needle-like profile, inspired by Islamic architecture and the lily flower. Unlike conventional skyscrapers with floors stacked to the top, Dubai Creek Tower uses a central concrete core with support cables radiating outward, similar to suspension bridge design. This allows the structure to reach extreme heights while using less material than traditional construction methods. The tower won't be primarily residential or office space. Instead, it's designed as an observation and tourism destination, with viewing decks at multiple levels, including one near the pinnacle offering 360-degree views of Dubai and beyond. On clear days, visitors should be able to see over 50 kilometers in every direction. Gardens, restaurants, and cultural spaces will occupy lower levels. Engineering challenges are enormous. At such heights, wind becomes a serious enemy. The tower's aerodynamic profile helps, but massive dampers and stabilization systems are necessary to prevent dangerous swaying. Elevators must travel unprecedented distances at high speeds while remaining safe and comfortable. Temperature variations between ground level and the top can exceed 20 degrees Celsius, requiring careful material selection. Construction has faced delays and funding challenges, particularly following economic disruptions. Original completion was targeted for 2020, but that date has been pushed back indefinitely. Cost estimates hover around $1 billion, though final figures remain unclear. Despite uncertainties, Dubai remains committed to this vanity project that will cement its reputation for architectural excess. Number 9. Hinkley Point C, Britain's nuclear gamble. Along Britain's southwestern coastline, where the Bristol Channel meets the Atlantic, two aging nuclear plants stood as monuments to Cold War-era engineering. Hinkley Point A churned out electricity from 1965 until it finally shut down in 2020, while its younger sibling, Hinkley Point B, kept the lights on from 1976 through 2022. Both facilities served their purpose for decades, but technology marched forward and left them behind. The British government watched these relics fade into obsolescence and recognized a stark reality. The nation needed replacement power, and it needed it fast. The answer came in 2010 with Hinkley Point C, though discussions about building this next-generation facility had been floating around since the 1980s. Political headwinds and economic uncertainties kept delaying the project until 2016, when regulators finally greenlit construction. Two energy titans stepped up to fund the venture: EDF Energy, a British public-private hybrid, and China General Nuclear Power Group, a state-owned Chinese corporation. Construction crews broke ground in 2017 with promises that sounded almost too good: carbon-free electricity for 6 million homes and 3,000 permanent jobs for local communities. The original completion date of 2026 has become something of a running joke among engineers. Technical snags and logistical nightmares have pushed that deadline back repeatedly. Current projections place the finish line somewhere between 2029 and 2031, assuming nothing else goes sideways. Those delays have done exactly what you'd expect to the budget, turned it into a financial monster. What started as an ambitious but manageable expense has ballooned past $57 billion, making this one of the most expensive infrastructure projects Britain has ever attempted. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the world is watching to see if this nuclear bet pays off. I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you a naturally curious person? If you're watching, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. This space is made for people like us. To ensure you're always part of this community and receive all our latest discoveries, you just need to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay connected with us. Okay, now that you're part of our Legion of the Curious, let's move on to the next item. Number 8. Gateway Program. Fixing America's busiest rail corridor. The Gateway Program tackles a critical weakness in American infrastructure: the aging rail connection between New Jersey and New York. Developed by the National Rail Operator, the project took shape in 2011, received official approval in 2021, and saw actual construction begin in 2023. The first phase focuses on building a brand new 2-track tunnel under the Hudson River, directly linking New Jersey to Manhattan. This new passage will complement the existing North River Tunnel, which suffered severe damage during Hurricane Sandy in 2012. That old tunnel still functions, but barely, and renovating it ranks high on the project's priority list. Beyond tunnels, Gateway includes replacing several ancient structures, like the Portal North Bridge and the Portal South Bridge, along with constructing new stations and additional connections such as the Bergen Loop. This represents a complete overhaul of the Northeast Corridor, the busiest passenger rail route in the United States. Total investment hovers around $16 billion. Despite that eye-watering figure, American authorities consider the program absolutely necessary for maintaining reliable rail service between New Jersey and New York over the coming decades. When fully operational, 4 tracks will run between the two states, doubling capacity, and encouraging more commuters to choose trains over cars. The upgraded system will be faster, more comfortable, and significantly more sustainable than what currently exists. Number 7. Mumbai-Ahmedabad High-Speed Rail. India operates one of the world's largest railway networks, but speed has never been its strong suit. That's about to change dramatically. Construction began on India's first high-speed rail line connecting Ahmedabad in Gujarat to Mumbai in Maharashtra. This 508-kilometer route mixes underground tunnels, elevated sections, and surface tracks. About 27 kilometers will run through tunnels, including an unprecedented underwater section, while another 13 kilometers will be elevated above ground. Right now, traveling between Ahmedabad and Mumbai takes roughly 8 hours on conventional trains. The new high-speed line will slash that to just 2 hours. The route starts at Mumbai's Bandra Kurla Complex Financial District and terminates near Sabarmati Railway Station in Ahmedabad. 12 stations will dot the path between these cities. 2 service types will operate: express trains with no stops and regional trains stopping at every station. Express service completes the journey in 2 hours 7 minutes, while the all-stops regional service takes about 2 hours 58 minutes. 70 trips daily are planned, with capacity to handle massive passenger volumes. The trains themselves come from Japan, E5 Shinkansen models famous for safety, speed, and punctuality. But India's climate poses unique challenges. Temperatures can hit 50 degrees Celsius in some regions, so engineers are adapting these trains with reinforced air conditioning systems, dust filters, and heat-resistant materials. Each train will have 10 to 16 cars carrying between 1,300 and 1,600 passengers at speeds reaching 350 kilometers per hour. Service should begin in August 2026. Total investment has already crossed $5 billion, a significant commitment for a developing nation, but with enormous potential for social and economic returns. Number 6. High Speed 2, Britain's controversial rail revolution. Following the success of High Speed 1, which has connected London to the Channel Tunnel since 2007, the United Kingdom launched an even more ambitious project in 2017, High Speed 2. The original plan called for a railway departing London's Euston Station to Birmingham, then splitting into 2 branches, one heading to Manchester and another to Leeds. Total length would exceed 500 kilometers. However, after construction began, the British government had to revise those plans due to skyrocketing costs. The initial $47 billion budget proved laughably unrealistic given the project's complexity. Recent updates suggest the real cost could easily surpass $100 billion. As a solution, officials decided to shorten the line, limiting it to the London-Birmingham route of approximately 230 kilometers. This decision allowed cutting some costs, though the final price tag remains astronomical at $84 billion. Despite budget cuts, public criticism, and accumulated delays, the project continues. When finished, High Speed 2 will let passengers travel between London and Birmingham in half the current time, offering greater speed, comfort, and sustainability. This project represents more than just a new train line. It's a strategic bet by the United Kingdom to modernize its infrastructure and provide an alternative to road and air transport between the country's main regions.
Number 5. NEOM, Saudi Arabia's trillion-dollar desert dream. Back in 2016, Saudi Arabia launched Vision 2030, a master plan designed to wean the kingdom off its petroleum addiction. Oil prices had been sliding, and global energy markets were shifting toward alternatives. The royal family saw the writing on the wall and decided to build something that would make the entire planet stop and stare. Enter NEOM, a futuristic city complex that makes most science fiction look conservative. This isn't your typical urban development. It's broken into distinct districts, each with its own personality. Oxagon will be a floating port where automation handles most operations. Trojana offers mountain recreation in a country better known for sand dunes. Then there's the Line, the crown jewel that has architects and urban planners either fascinated or horrified. This linear city will stretch 170 kilometers without a single road, car, or carbon emission. Everything happens vertically, with residents living above ground while infrastructure, roads, stations, pipes, hides below to protect the natural environment. The project also includes Sindala, a luxury island resort, and Legia, a coastal complex with 3 high-end hotels on the Gulf of Aqaba. Among all these concepts, the Line stands out for sheer audacity. Creators claim only innovative minds willing to contribute to progress will inhabit NEOM. That pitch has already attracted skilled professionals from around the globe, drawn by opportunities in technology, healthcare, energy, and sustainability. Construction sites occupy a massive 26,500 square kilometers in northwestern Saudi Arabia's Tabuk province, larger than many sovereign nations. Work officially began in 2017 and should theoretically wrap up by 2030, though most analysts expect expansion to continue well beyond that date. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman remains confident despite criticism about feasibility and cost. His conviction shows in the numbers: $1.5 trillion allocated to this venture, one of the largest financial commitments in human history.
Number 4. Japan's maglev. Japan's railway network already impresses visitors with its punctuality and speed. The Shinkansen has connected Tokyo and Osaka since 1967, becoming an icon of efficient mass transit. But Japanese engineers looked at that success and thought, we can do better. They started building a magnetic levitation train line in 2014, with the first segment connecting Tokyo to Nagoya expected to finish by 2027. That initial stretch covers 286 kilometers. The concept of magnetic levitation trains had been bouncing around Japanese research labs since the 1970s, but the technology needed decades to mature. By the 2000s, Japan Railway Central Railway Company had developed a working maglev model called the L0 Super Express. This beast set world speed records during test runs on a 19-kilometer experimental track in Yamanashi Prefecture. Modern versions of these trains cruise comfortably at 500 kilometers per hour. At those speeds, the journey from Tokyo to Nagoya shrinks to just 40 minutes, nearly cutting in half the 78 minutes currently required by conventional Shinkansen. Long-term plans call for extending the line all the way to Osaka, bringing the total length to 515 kilometers. When that expansion completes, passengers will zip from Tokyo to Osaka in 67 minutes, saving about 90 minutes compared to today's trains.
This quantum leap in transportation doesn't come cheap. The project carries a $100 billion price tag, cementing Japan's position as the undisputed leader in high-speed rail technology while setting a new benchmark for what's possible in urban mobility. Number 3. Stuttgart 21, Germany's underground transformation. Stuttgart, located in southern Germany, is known for its strong industrial and technological profile. Headquarters to major companies like Mercedes-Benz and Porsche, the city is also standing out for one of the country's boldest infrastructure projects, Stuttgart 21. Launched in 2010, the project aims to completely transform the city's railway system. This includes demolishing the old terminal station and building a new underground through station with 8 tracks. The key difference is that the new station will be oriented horizontally, meaning it will be rotated 90 degrees from the previous one, requiring a complete redesign of the local rail network. To make this transformation viable, about 30 kilometers of tunnels and more than 57 kilometers of new railway lines will be built, integrating Stuttgart into Germany's high-speed train network. As a result, travel times between cities like Munich and Stuttgart will be drastically reduced from 2 hours 30 minutes to about 1 hour 30 minutes. Beyond the station, the project includes creating a new maintenance center near the airport and the city's exhibition center. The new station's architecture also impresses. 28 giant chalice-shaped columns will be constructed, each requiring 350 tons of steel and 685 cubic meters of concrete. The project also includes green areas and modern public spaces. Initially budgeted at 2.5 billion euros, Stuttgart 21's current cost already exceeds 11 billion euros, making it one of Europe's most expensive and controversial projects. Still, completion is scheduled for 2025, and it represents a milestone in German urban and railway mobility. Number 2. LNG Canada. British Columbia is hosting one of Canada's most strategic energy ventures, the LNG Canada project. Located in Kitimat, a municipality on the province's northern coast, this monumental undertaking aims to build a liquefied natural gas export terminal that will position Canada as a major global supplier. A consortium of 5 international companies, including giants like Shell and Mitsubishi Corporation, is running the show. The plan involves processing natural gas extracted from Canada's interior, cooling it until it becomes liquid, then exporting it primarily to Asian countries with massive energy appetites. Initially, the terminal will handle about 14 million tons annually. A second phase will boost that capacity to 26 million tons per year. The project splits into 2 major components. Phase 1 covers construction of a 670-kilometer pipeline crossing northern British Columbia, delivering gas to the coastal terminal. North American firm TC Energy Corporation is handling this infrastructure, which will carry roughly 2.1 billion cubic feet of gas daily. Phase 2 involves building the industrial plant that liquefies the gas and stores it in specialized tanks. This facility will include advanced refrigeration systems, transforming natural gas into liquid form for easier transport by tanker ships. A complete port will rise in Kitimat with all necessary infrastructure to receive LNG carriers that will depart through the Douglas Channel bound for Asia. Even for an industrial project, LNG Canada impresses with its scope and complexity. Total budget estimates sit at $31 billion, placing this among Canada's largest energy sector investments ever. Beyond economic impact, the project represents an important step in global energy transition, since natural gas offers a cleaner alternative to coal and oil. Number 1. Xiangan New Area. China looked at its overcrowded capital Beijing in 2017 and decided to build an entirely new city 100 kilometers south. Not a suburb, not an expansion, a complete city called Xiangan New Area. The mission? Relieve Beijing's population pressure and create an economic powerhouse for northern China. Location wasn't random. Xiangan sits strategically near Beijing and major logistics routes, while the surrounding region had low development levels. Building a model city here would jumpstart regional growth. The plan involves transferring administrative and corporate functions from Beijing to Xiangan, creating a new urban center capable of sustaining the capital's expansion. About 1.2 million people already live there, even though the city isn't finished. Full completion targets 2035, but residential, commercial, and institutional areas are already functioning. Xiangan is designed to be green, smart, and hyper-technological. One governing principle is the 5-minute neighborhood. All essential services, including schools, hospitals, supermarkets, and public transit, must be within 5 minutes walking distance of any residence. Mobility gets revolutionary treatment. Private cars running on fossil fuels are banned. Only autonomous electric vehicles can operate, dramatically cutting pollution. During the initial project phase alone, over 14 million trees and shrubs were planted, reinforcing environmental commitment. Major Chinese companies, including tech and innovation giants, have already begun transferring operations to Xiangan. The city attracts young, qualified professionals seeking quality of life, modern infrastructure, and growth opportunities. Official estimates place total project cost at approximately $95 billion, demonstrating the Chinese government's ambition to transform Xiangan into a global reference for urbanism and sustainability.
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.